Hey guys, it's FSQ here. So, I've been wanting to start this series for a while now where I commentate my gameplay because, well, sometimes when you guys look at the gameplay, you just see that, wow, this guy's really fast and he's really skilled, but you don't really get to understand why I do certain things in my runs. And, since my channel is also aimed at helping new players get good and, help good players get even better, I figured that it'd be a good start. It'd be a good thing that you guys get a bit of insight as to how I play the game. So for this video, we'll start off simple: a laser mission. Now, this mission is a huge favorite among the player base, because they are usually easier than normal missions, so more can clear them. However, instead of spamming the usual Proxima metagame, I've decided to use something else instead. So today, for this video, as you can see, I'll be using one of the new ships, Qhelqod. So just to provide a bit of context, Qhelqod is a high-impact ship, so its main weapon can deal critical hits to unprotected invaders. It also has Barrier and Mega Bomb as its Zen and Aura respectively, which allows for pretty safe Mega Bomb setups. So I'll also be flying Qhelqod with its Gamma Apex today, and what the Gamma Apex does is that the outer layer of Barrier reflects lasers back at the invaders to deal damage. And as you guys will see in a moment, it's actually pretty powerful. So let's jump right in. Well, for starters, I'll go wave by wave. So I'll do a wave by wave analysis, and then after that, I'll give you the full clip. Just no commentary at all, and then you guys will be able to see how fast this ship is. All right, so let's begin. So 1-1, we just begin with a standard Mega Bomb charge. That's pretty fast. And then 1-2 is also pretty simple. And then coming into 1-3, you'd see that I begin charging Mega Bomb again. And some of you guys may question like, why charge Mega Bomb? Especially because you just charged it so recently, and wouldn't the cooldown be really really high? Well, the thing is, if you take a look at the two ravens behind that one front raven in this wave, you'd see that there are no lasers at all. So I wouldn't be able to utilize the laser reflect. And also, I'm not using a ship with a shield breaking main, so this would make for a relatively longer fight as compared to if I just charged Mega Bomb and killed them all. So by charging Mega Bomb, I'd actually be able to take them down really really fast. Yep, as you can see there, and then 1-4 is pretty fast. Moving on to Act 2, standard Mega Bomb, 2-2 is pretty alright, and then coming in here, okay. So I kind of made a mistake here, but for the next two waves, 2-3 and 2-4, you see that there are six sparrows that spawn in two columns of three like this. So the strategy I want to utilize would be to it's something I call the pre-fire strategy. So if you have ships that fire automatically, without that fire even without invaders on screen, this would be a good way to kind of utilize the stray shots that come before invaders spawn. So if you have ships like Qhelqod, like Predator, like Phoenix, or even like Qhelqod, you can position yourself where invaders will be before they spawn in, so when the hitboxes become active, they will instantly take damage from the projectiles that are already on screen, and they can die faster. Now, I kind of made a mistake coming into this wave, but you'll be able to see in the next wave that I actually utilize this trick on the left column. And there we go, we go down pretty fast. Okay, now coming to Act 3, it's a pretty standard Mega Bomb here. And alright, 3-2. These waves are pretty fast. Alright, so as you can see, what comes in this wave is many sparrows and one raven at the back. So one important thing I noticed about this raven is that it has a lot of lasers. So my train of thought would be that I should aim for the sparrows first because I believe that the Raven has enough lasers such that it can punch himself in the face. So that's exactly what I do, and I guess the result turned out pretty well. Yeah, pretty fast. Okay, so 3-3 is just a standard Mega Bomb, and coming into 3-4, the last of the waves before Act 4, you see that I want to put down Mega Bomb with its fusion core hitting the Vulture behind. So now what this does, although it's just an extra 30 damage, and what's more, I get damage reduction because Mega Bomb has no specific damage type. It still allows me, it still gives me enough time such that I can strip the Vulture's shields for all the lasers to hit an unprotected Vulture. And as you will see shortly, this will allow me to kill the Vulture even quicker. Shields go down, and then zap, he dies. Okay, now 4-1. Coming into this wave, I see 2 Eagles and 1 Vulture. So in order to maximize my damage, I ideally want my Mega Bomb to hit everything on screen. I mean, this may sound pretty, hey, that's only logical, to like the more experienced players, but for the newer players, here's a suggestion. It sometimes might be better just to wait a bit more so that you hit more ships, more invaders, I mean, with your Mega Bomb or your Mega Laser or even your Reflex EMP. So I do wait for the Vulture to spawn in and have its hitbox become active before I fire my Mega Bomb. Yep, he dies pretty fast. Okay, coming to 4-2, I get lucky with this Mega Bomb. And alright, so what you see here, what I just did was to trigger all the MRFs that came out from the MRF cannons on the Vulture. Well, what this allows me to do is that I can reflect even more lasers. So this will allow me to deal much more damage. And this kind of goes the same way for, all ships with a barrier reflecting apex or phalanx reflecting apex, or even just personal shield players, who can reflect lasers. You want to trigger as many laser MRFs as possible so that you can, really get the most out of your reflect and deal even more damage. And I kind of do the same here, so after my Mega Bomb, I trigger all the MRFs and kill them really fast. And I kind of get lucky right here, and here, and yeah, but that's Act 4. So coming to Act 5, 5-1's a pretty simple wave, I took it down really quickly. And now, what you can see is that I want to hit my Mega Bomb Fusion Core on the largest invaders possible. So you can see I try to aim for the 2 Eagles up front, and that's 2 waves gone already, so that's really fast. Now, coming into 5-4, you can see I don't see anything except those that small convoy of ravens and sparrows in front. So I know that this is a boss fight, so I have to prepare. And well, the welcoming party is actually pretty easy to kill, and I take them down really quickly right here. Alright, so coming into this boss fight, there are a few things on the rock that I notice immediately. So the first thing here would be, if you can see my cursor, would be these 2 shotgun lasers. So these turrets have lasers that spread out in a fan shape, so many players call it shotgun lasers. So as said in the earlier part of this video, I want to catch as many lasers as possible during my laser reflect, so I can deal the most damage back to the invaders. So the idea would be that I'd have to place a really big barrier in order to catch all these lasers. Secondly, I also noticed that there are 2 MRF cannons sitting in the back row of turrets over here. So as mentioned in the earlier wave, these laser MRFs, when triggered, they provide a great source of damage as well. So when I place my big barrier, I have to take note that the reason why I want to place this big barrier will be so that I can reflect most of the shotgun lasers, and that I can move up safely to trigger the MRFs for even more damage. So you'll be able to see that right here. So big barrier, they come, trigger the MRFs, bam, trigger the MRFs again, bam, and then easy. The rock is dead. Really fast. Okay, so now I'll show you guys the full run without commentary, so you can see how fast Gamma Qhelqod, exactly how fast Gamma Qhelqod is. Right. So as you guys can see, Qhelqod, or Qhelqod as some players call it, has proven itself to be a really worthy ship capable of killing these laser missions at insanely fast speeds. And I highly recommend picking it up if you do have if you do have 15,000 spare credits lying about. Well, if you think about it, over the price range of all the Apex forms, 15,000 is not too expensive. So, yeah, with that, I've come to the end of my video, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed. And if you do have any, suggestions that I could do, that I could implement to make this video, this series more informative, please do comment down below, and then I'll be sure to check it out. So once again, I really hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.